Ich bin hier mit Lew Temple im Interview von The Walking Dead.
Good to see you. You know me as Axel on The Walking Dead, and I'm here in Düsseldorf, Germany, and we're having a good time, right? A lot of nice people here from not just Düsseldorf, but all over Germany. Some people have come in from Bavaria, and I've met some Austrians, some Brits have come in from the UK. There's a couple of Americans, so we're having a great time here, representing The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah. That's very nice to hear. So, talking about The Walking Dead, do you miss being on the show?
I do miss being on the show. The main thing that I miss about being on the show is the people. They become very, very dear friends. They become your family. And so as much as I enjoyed being on the show, I also enjoyed being with Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus and Scott Wilson and Denai and you know, Lauren Cohen, Stephen Yoon, and so everybody's a dear friend. I do miss being on the show. I was very happy with what we did on the show. I was very pleased with my time on the show and what we were able to accomplish. I think Axel had more to do. He could have been serviceable to the group, but I'm proud with what we did do and how we took him out. His eventual death, I thought, was done well. I'm happy. I thought we succeeded in shocking the audience. Yeah. Yeah.
Most definitely. So, have you been a fan of The Walking Dead before you've been cast for the show?
I was aware of it. Was I a fan or did I watch the show? I saw a couple episodes. Typically, an actor stays really busy. We don't always get to see as much programming as we would like, but I totally was aware of it. It first came across my desk as a graphic novel because I had done the Rob Zombie films and have a background in horror. It was brought to my attention. I thought it was a brilliant comic, and then was very curious to see if it was going to come to life in the form of a television show, if it would be successful, which of course it did. I originally went in to read for the role of Merle, and then thankfully they hired Michael Rooker, and then I went in to read for the role of Daryl, who at that time didn't have a name even, and they thankfully hired Norman Reedus. And then ultimately they said, "Why don't you come do Axel?" So that was a delight. Yes.
So you've read some of the comic books from The Walking Dead, okay?
I have. Yeah. I wouldn't say I've read them all, but I've read a few of them, and I have a pretty good, clear understanding of what Robert Kirkman's doing with his stories. I feel like the show strays from the comic book on occasion, sometimes a whole season, but then I always feel like it comes back to the comics. I think particularly this year, we're starting to see it settle in a little bit more towards what the comics are.
And you're also starring in another comic book movie from Cross Cult in The Lone Ranger.
Yes, Lone Ranger. We all grew up with in America with the Lone Ranger, and of course that's sort of the cowboy culture that we have. That was such a delight, and I have to thank Europe actually, because Europe supported the film quite well, more so than America did. But it was such a boy's dream to ride a horse and shoot guns and rope and chase trains and chase outlaws and play cowboys. It was a real treat, and to be as long on a horse as I was on that movie, it was great. It's also really fun to work with Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
that guy,
I can imagine that.
Yeah, that guy's got a pretty good career. I think he might go somewhere. I'm not sure, but I think he's going to last.
I'll have an eye on him.
Yes.
So a question we ask every guest: what would be your personal plan for a zombie apocalypse?
Well, my first plan was that I was going to hang out with Michonne, but she doesn't talk very much, and as you can tell, I like to talk, and that would be a fate worse than death, so I'm not hanging out with her. Then I felt like it would be a good plan to go to the ocean and be in the water. But two things. This Sharknado thing happened, so I'm nervous now. And also, I think the French have developed a zombie comic where the zombies aren't. They will attack a shark in the water or something, and so I'm not good with that. Now my idea is to become a vegetarian so that maybe they would leave me alone because they seem to really like meat. So I'm not sure if any of those are a good plan, but that's where I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Then thank you very much for the interview, Mr.
My
Temple.
pleasure, man. It's great, and thank you, Germany. Wie geht's? So gut.